Hey party people! Long time no see, I guess, because I didn't record a video yesterday. Anyway, hi, I'm Sunny. I'm here to tell stories of my life, about the beauty of life, and I'm here to share a story that happened for me, because everything always happens for me. And but that was literally it's a whole plethora of things. Excuse the background noise. Someone is building something, which is a beautiful thing, so we're not gonna get distracted by that. Okay, I'm also building something. I'm building myself up from the ground. Anyway, so now I did get distracted by the noise. By the way, I'm neurodivergent, so sometimes my focus goes other ways. I apologize for that. Maybe I don't even need to apologize for that, okay? Maybe that's just who I am, because that is who I am. But I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my best. Okay, so in the last few days, a lot has happened. So, and I need to tell you because it's wonderful, beautiful things, magical things, and joy and the magic of life, the beauty of life needs to be shared. What's the point of experiencing life and then not sharing it? Like, what's the point of that? Why do you want to gatekeep our joy, right? So this is a story about the faith in humanity, the faith in myself, I guess, as well, very much so, because you can only ever experience what you wish to experience if you first give it to yourself, right? And my story, my journey is one of constant choosing myself over and over again. So in the last few years, I've been learning to choose myself over and over and over again. And sometimes I still don't choose myself, not consciously, obviously, because if I were conscious of it, then I wouldn't be doing it, because I come first. You come first, baby. You come first for yourself, right? That's so fucking important. You have to know that you are the most important person in your life. And if you're not, then that's a problem, because you need to be the one that comes first, because you can only give, you can only be the best version of yourself when your cup is full, right? You cannot show up in the world and not be a miserable fuck. Like if you're not choosing, because you're gonna be miserable in life if you're not choosing yourself, if you're not choosing the things that you know will make you happy in life, and if you don't stand up for yourself, right? And all of these things. So you just want to choose yourself all the time, always put yourself first. It's the most important thing. And this is coming from a recovering people pleaser, okay? People pleasing is actually quite selfish if you think about it, because all you want is, like, you pleasing other people so they like you, so you feel liked. So because you don't like yourself, and that's never going to work. You first have to like yourself, right? So stop the people pleasing, put yourself first, be full of yourself, don't be humble, like, tell yourself how amazing you are. Nowadays I heard myself, I observed myself, introduced myself. Hi, I'm Sunny and I'm a wonderful person. And then immediately there were these thoughts of like, oh, like, who do you think you are and stuff. But come on, like, you have to hype yourself up. You hype yourself up. You have to know who you are. You have to love yourself, and there's nothing wrong with loving yourself the way you are and with owning that you are wonderful, because you are. So anyway, besides that, I'm gonna tell you the story of what happened. So basically, I've been on this journey so I traveled to Thailand. I got money out of nowhere. So last year I was homeless, and then a lot of things happened. And the reason why that happened, like, there was a lot of things that happened before, so that would happen, obviously. And I will probably at some point tell the stories and stuff. But if actually there is a community who wants to hear about it. So basically I was homeless. Then I moved back in with my mom. Fun times. I mean, that was better than being homeless, let's say that for sure. I was actually very fucking grateful. But then I received money out of nowhere, because that's just what I do. That's who I am. I'm a master manifester. I create my own life, and I just manifested money out of nowhere. So when I had money out of nowhere, I was like, I'm going to travel. I'm going to Thailand. Goodbye. Okay, so then I went to Thailand, and that's where I am. That's where I have been in the last 2 months and a week, I think. And so yeah, it's been like, and for the longest time, I was still like, fuck, I can't believe this is happening for me. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, I cannot put it into words, the gratitude that I experience about being able to be here. For me, it was always something that I never believed possible for me to travel, full stop. Like, I just always used to be in such a victim mindset and a poverty mindset. I was so scared of life. I was so fucking scared, so scared. I was in addiction. My life was pure chaos. I had complex PTSD, like all of these things. So I was just living in constant anxiety, and so I forgot how to dream, you know, when you have, and I just had this beautiful conversation with this beautiful girl, and she said that actually, she was like, you know, how when you're young, you have dreams and stuff, and then you forget about your dreams, the older you get. And I was like, yeah, that's so true. And so, but we need to just remember our dreams, right? And it's I mean, everyone's different, obviously, but I think it's a natural thing for humans to want to explore the world, to want to explore this place called Earth, right? And that is very much the case for me. So I always wanted to travel, but I never allowed myself to do it because I never thought I was worthy of it. That's really it. So then when I got the opportunity to do it, I was like, yeah, I'm choosing that for myself because I know I deserve to live this life. But yeah, so basically I had this like money out of nowhere, but that was obviously a certain amount, and then I still didn't have any income. So that amount would get less and less. And so, but here's the thing, like, I had, you know, you always have options, obviously, like you literally can do anything. So I was just really sitting with myself. So as the money was getting less and less, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Because obviously the logical thing would be, well, have enough money to fly back home and like have a return flight and like move back in with your mother. And so that would have been an option, like pretty much the only option that I would think of. But then at the same time, it wasn't even an option for me. It was like, this is no longer who I am. Like, I'm no longer a person who is small, who doesn't believe that she can grow. Like, I know that so much in life is possible, and if I know that, and that is literally what I've been preaching, teaching, telling people, and like, that's the thing, like, I know everything is possible. You can achieve anything in life. I healed myself from 20 plus years of addiction and of an eating disorder, and like, and I did it all by myself. I mean, I don't really, that's probably also not entirely true, because of course there were many people along the way who have helped me simply by being themselves and by being there, but simply by existing, that's for sure. And that's something that I definitely realized today, that like I had such a big trauma, so much trauma around like feeling completely alone in this world and feeling like no one was there to support me, and I didn't have anyone that would be there for me and show up for me and stuff. And so that was obviously my reality. Like, whenever you believe something, then that's going to be your life. So but it's been like, it was actually earlier that I was sitting with myself. I was like, fuck, there have been so many people in my life who have helped me, and I was just not able to see it. It was a perspective thing, because I was so clouded with that vision of like I'm such a victim and no one is ever showing up for me, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'll get to that in a bit, because like why I was able to release that earlier. But yeah, so I basically was faced with the question, like, we're always kind of faced with that question, aren't we? Like, what's next? What is my next move and stuff? And because I live my life nowadays in accordance with my intuition, and that's just how I do life, because I am aware and I know that your intuition is your highest guidance. You are being guided by something larger than your lower self, your higher self, which is your intuition. It's divine guidance. It's that spark in you that wants to lead you at all times to that life that is most aligned for you, that leads you to the life that will make you most happy, right? So I live my life based on that. And but the thing is, it's not it doesn't mean that it's easy. It doesn't mean that at the beginning anyway. Like I know now I'm getting to this place where life is about to be so fucking easy for me. Like I just know it. I can feel it. I know it. There's no way around it. So my life is getting so much easier now. But at the beginning, when you first embark on that path of finding yourself and on that journey to truly choose yourself over and over again, then it's going to be difficult because you have to go against the grain. You have to go against the stream. Like you have to go against what you once used to believe. You have to go against what you think you know about yourself. You have to go against who you think you are. And like, you form an identity when you grow up, like you live a certain way, then you believe, oh, this is me, this is who I am, right? But who you are is a divine spark of God. So you are unconditional love and abundance and freedom at heart. So that's who you are. Everything else is not you. Everything else is just a story, right? And so I would tell myself a certain story for a very long time. And so when you then decide to live differently, when you decide to choose a different life, then and choose yourself and all that, then it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between your old you and your new you, and that battle lasts for quite some time, depending on how long you've been telling yourself certain things for, right? So and that's going to be the difficult part of the journey. But I'm coming out of this. Oh, let's just say I'm out of it. I'm fucking out of it, okay? There's no more struggle in my life. I no longer choose struggle. It's not my life anymore. And you just have to know that. You have to believe in that. You have to trust yourself in that. And that's how your life will actually transform, when you truly choose and believe the new things. You no longer choose the old things, okay? But anyway, so I've been called by my intuition, my guidance. It's my passion to talk about these type of things that I'm sharing with you here. And so I've been sharing this for quite some time now. And I know that this is my path, right? I know that this is how I will find my most happiness, my most abundance, my most freedom. So that's why I'm doing it. That's why I keep choosing it every fucking day. But yeah, so the whole money situation then, though, was going in a direction that I didn't necessarily enjoy it to go. And I've been trying to like make money and everything. It just didn't happen. And like the reason why it didn't happen is because I still had limiting beliefs around it. I still had a lot of trouble with receiving. I still felt like even like the money that I received out of nowhere, which was basically like from an old like a bank account that I didn't know I had, like these kind of magical things, and so like I still didn't feel worthy of it, you know what I mean? Like I still didn't feel like I deserved that. And this is a whole other thing about like we're all deserving of the best things in life, and it has nothing to do with money and jobs or anything. Like we're just worthy by nature, and it has nothing to do with like the word deserving shouldn't even exist, because you don't have to deserve anything, because you are inherently worthy. What's like, you don't have to earn anything. You don't have to earn money. I mean, in the sense that you don't have to earn it in order to feel worthy, and you don't have to earn love. Like you are unconditional love by heart, and you deserve to be loved unconditionally. And like you don't have to work for that, right? It like should come naturally to you, and if it doesn't, then it's not for you. And I'm realizing things about myself right now about certain topics, but that's okay. That's good. It's a good lesson. Anyway, so then yesterday, so I sit with myself all the time. I tap into what I know, I tap into myself, I do my work that I need to be doing, right? And I keep choosing myself, I keep choosing my highest path, I keep doing it. But then again, sometimes that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. What it means is that you have to meet yourself in all freaking ways. You have to meet every part of you, and that is sometimes difficult because some parts of you haven't looked at for a very long time, so it gets very yeah, it's hard. Like there are certain, like there are reasons why you chose to not look at certain parts of you, right? Because you didn't want them to be true. And then when you have to look at them, you're like, oh shit, now I have to accept that about myself, and like, it's really hard sometimes, right? So that's why. So yesterday, then, so basically. I had no money coming in and everything, but I just kept on trusting. And I was like, I know that things always work out for me. I know that I'm being supported by God, by myself. Like, I know, I believe in myself. I know that what I'm doing is the right path, that I know what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, right, in order to be the happiest. So, but then there wasn't money coming in. And so yesterday, then I ran out of money. Like, it was just gone. But I still like believe in magic and believe in miracles and everything. So I just like, I rolled with it, right? Because I know everything always happens for me. I know that this is just a life situation that has nothing to do with my worth, and it has to happen this way. Okay, so it happens. And like, mind you, like, I was homeless a year ago and stuff, so there's trauma around that, and that's probably another reason why it happened, because I still had to deal with that trauma. So anyway, so I like run out of money, and like, I'm in Thailand, I have to check out of the hostel. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I'm actually in a really good mood, because I'm like, oh, this is exciting. This is interesting, right? So what's going to happen? Because I know that everything always works out for me, right? So it's going to be a fun adventure. Okay, so I had this mindset in the morning, but then time passes and everything, and I go to this place, and like where Wi-Fi is free and I can just be there without having to pay for anything. So I just hang out there, and then suddenly like the fear creeps in, right? The fear creeps in, and I'm like, fuck, I'm actually really fucking fucked right now, right? And so okay, so I know, like, I'm panicking. So I was like, okay, I need to go into the ocean, I need to go to nature, I need to be with myself, and I need to just breathe and have a clear head, because I cannot make any decisions based in panic. You don't do that. You don't ever make decisions based in fear. They're not going to lead you anywhere. I mean, they're going to lead you places, but you don't want to be there. So right, so I get on my scooter, and I see like, oh, there's only like 1 bar on the gas meter left, and I was like, oh god, like, am I gonna make it to the beach and back, right? Because the hostel still had my luggage and everything. And but I was like, no, I need to risk it. Because I need to be at the ocean, because that's going to be helpful to me. Like, that's going to help me. So this is what I need right now. So I need to go. So I make it to the beach. Okay. I make it to the beach. Then, so I get to the beach, and it started, like, the weather isn't nice. Like dark clouds and stuff. But I was like, shit, I don't care. Like, I have to go. I have to go into the ocean. I also needed to pee, and like, I didn't have a toilet to go to. So okay, I go into the ocean. Sorry. Everyone does it. Everyone fucking does it. Okay, don't come for me. And so I go in there, I pee, and then I cry. I cried so hard. I cried so fucking hard. I had a panic. I literally had a panic attack that I was like hyperventilating and stuff, because I was freaking the fuck out, as you probably would in a situation like this, right? And by the way, the reason why I like didn't ask anyone before this situation happened, like I didn't ask for help or anything like that, is because I knew that wasn't my path. I knew this wasn't going to be it. I was just following what I needed to do on the day, and I knew that I had to go through certain things, and this is just what it's like to go on your highest path. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be situations where you don't want to be in, but that you have to kind of end up being in. And you like fighting it is just, it's gonna make it worse. So I knew this was just my way. I didn't like it, but it was the way it was. So and also I know that, you know, like, no one else is responsible for me, so I needed to just be okay with knowing that I'm not going to ask anyone who I know who could help me out with money. I just wouldn't do it, because then you're like, no, like, I know I can do it in a different way. Like, I don't have to rely on other people for that. So I mean, people that I know, right? So anyway, I had the panic attack in the ocean, and then Right, but right before it went to when I got to the beach, I saw this dude, and he said, because I put down my towel, and then he sat there, and I was like, I know this guy. So I said to him, "Are you the guy from the hostel?" And then he's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry." Okay, but then I went into the ocean, peed, and cried, and had a panic attack, right? Okay, I'm in the ocean and do all of this, and then I see the clouds coming already, and I'm like, fuck, I need to get out, because I had my bag with me where my laptop was in, because I didn't, like, I had to carry all this shit around with me because I didn't have a hostel anymore. So I had to make sure that my laptop was covered from the rain. Okay, so I go out and I take my bag, and the rain starts to come in. So I go into this hut. There was this hut at the beach that was covered with this tarp, to like, it's like a little barbecue grill station or something. And there was this tarp wrapped around it, so it was like covered a little bit. Not fully though, right? But it was good enough. So I go in there and I cover my bag with my towel and everything, because I needed to make sure that my laptop wasn't gonna get wet. So I'm in this in this hut with my towel covering myself and my laptop. It was a funny thing. But then and so then I see that the guy from the hostel, which he said he wasn't from the hostel, he like comes and like asks me if he can also come and join me under the hut. I was like, yeah, sure, of course, come in. So now it's the two of us standing in this like small hut, like hiding from the rain. And then obviously, like, you stand next to each other, and it's a small thing, right? So, and then of course, like, I already knew, okay, this was meant to happen. This now, I like to say, when the rain comes, that's when you're about to have profound conversations. Okay, anyway, so then of course we're in there, and then there's like these like little things, I don't know how to describe them, but like little it's not trinkets, but like decorational things, right? They're hanging there from that hay, from that hay roof that was there. Hay roof, you know what I mean? Like anyway, so it was just like some things that made some sounds. They were hanging there, and they made some sounds in the wind. And so the dude says, "Oh, this is quite a spiritual experience, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yes, it is. Yes, it is." And so obviously then we did a small talk and everything, and then we start to like talk about it, and then he's like, "I think I am the guy from the hostel." It's like, yeah, you are the guy from the hostel, I'm telling you, like, we were staying at the same hostel. It's like, yeah, it's true, I'm actually the guy. Like, and I was like, but the thing was, like, the reason why he first said no at the beginning is because his English wasn't that great. Like, he's from Turkey, so, and like he didn't really understand what I was saying and all that. So and so we just like had this laugh together and everything, and then obviously like I started to open up and stuff about my situation. And I just said to him, like, "Oh, I just went into the ocean, had a cry and stuff, and today is just a really hard day." And I just kind of knew that I had to say all of these things, because I knew that like it was the only way for me to because I felt so fucking lost, like I felt so I felt so lost, and I felt so like, fuck, I have no idea what to do. And I really, 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 really needed human connection. And especially because I've been alone by myself for like years now, and I've pushed people and connections away, like before they could even happen, right? Because I was like, like this is like, I need to time for myself and everything, and I need to not be seen in this pain that I was going through. So but now I really realize, like, it's so fucking important to be seen in your pain. Like, you have to see yourself. Obviously, you have to be with yourself and go through this. No one can take it from you. No one's gonna do the work for you, but you can still open up to people. Like, it's so helpful. It's so healing. It's so fucking healing, and it's really needed. Like, I genuinely believe, like, you have to open up to people and be vulnerable and share your heart and share your pain and be seen in that, in order to truly heal. So, and yesterday, and that was my lesson yesterday, like one of the many lessons, like I had to go through this, right? I had to experience once again that because this whole time I would still like be focused on money. I would still be scared of running out again, and that's exactly why I manifested it back into my life, because I was so focused on the lack thereof still. And even though I was, doing the best I could and like work on myself and rewire my brain as much as I could, sometimes you discover things about yourself that you didn't know that were there, and for a long time, and you maybe thought that you were over it, you maybe thought that you were past it, and then it's just not the case, and that's okay. Like, it is what it is, right? And so I realized that, this whole time I was focusing on the wrong things again. I was just focusing on the lack of money, like money not coming in, and like things not working out. And it's like, even though I was training myself and telling myself things are working out and all of that, it's just a journey, like it's a process, and you just have to build trust with yourself again. And that was the thing that I let go of in the ocean. Like, I screamed basically at myself of all the self-abandonment that I have done, of all the times I told myself I was going to do something and it didn't work out. And it's been like so many times in my life, guys, I can't even tell you, especially when you're in addiction, right? When you're in addiction, you tell yourself, this is the last time. This is the last time I'm doing this. It's the last time I'm doing this. And then you end up doing it again. So every single time you abandon yourself, every single time you fall into your own back, basically, you stab your own back. And so it was just so much of self-abandonment that I would still carry around with me, and so much of not trusting myself. And so even I built this muscle of trusting myself more and more and more, and every day more and more and more, and choosing myself over and over again. I still carried a lot of not trusting myself, and that's what I let go of in the ocean yesterday with my pee. Anyway, so then I open up to this guy. His name is Akif. And he's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul. I know I've been talking about myself this whole time now, but I think it just was important for the story. So I meet Akif in the hut, and I tell him about my life being what it is right now, and he said, and that's why I know, he's a divine messenger, okay? I know he was a divine messenger. He was sent by God, sent by myself, basically, as a helper to remind me of things. And that's the thing, I'm incredibly aware, I'm very smart, I am very observant with myself. But the thing is, even you can be all of these things, but at the same time, you do need another person to reflect things back to you, because when you're constantly by yourself, you get lost in your mind. It just will happen. And then it's so important that you have someone that is there and be show you, but wait, but have you looked at it from this perspective? And sometimes you haven't, or you have forgotten. And that's exactly what happened for me. And so he said, in his broken English and everything, it's more important to be rich in your heart than to be rich in money, or something like that, right? But he was basically it's important to be rich in the heart. And then my response was, well, first it was you're so right, it's so true, and also I am already rich, I truly am, because my heart, dude, my heart is so rich, my heart is so full. I have so much love. I'm literally the embodiment of unconditional love, and that's just what it is. And so we all are, but then we just have to get to the space where we truly feel like that, right? So I needed this change in perspective. And this is actually the work that I do, right? I help people change their perspectives on life. So it was so fun that I was sent someone to change my perspective, because we all need it, right? And so, especially in times of despair. So he reminded me that I am already rich, and I was it's so true. And then he starts to offer me things, right? He starts, I liked his energy straight away. And so he's just a really, really good man. He started to offer me things. He started to offer me a drag of the spliff he was smoking. He offered me his raincoat thing to put over my laptop and everything. He offered me he offered me chewing gum, starts to offer me all these things, right? And I was so grateful for that. And so I said, thank you. And then the rain stopped. So he's like, okay, I'm leaving. And I was like, okay, I have nowhere to go, so I'm going to be staying. So I go for a walk at the beach, where I then started to cry so badly again, because I just felt like I was really, really missing having people in my life. Like, it just hit me so much in the face. I was like, fuck, I really, really need someone right now. Like, and I'm about to tear up again, because yeah, I just really, really needed someone to be there for me. And I'm just so used to, I'm just so used to doing everything by myself, especially the emotional work. I've been sitting with my own emotions for years and transmuting them and feeling all of that. And I had no one to like be there with me, to go through it with me. So I'm just so used to it, right? But this time I realized, just like, I no longer like pushed that part of me down that was like, no, I can do it by myself, right? Which I know I can, but I don't want to. That's the thing. Like, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Like, it's okay to share your pain. Like, that's what it's like to be a human. But it is scary, of course, because it is very like vulnerable, right? Anyway, so then I I cried like crazy again, but I was like, okay, I just need to stay centered. I need to stay focused. I need to remember who I am. I know that everything was working out for me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I walk back, and then first amazing thing, I find 10 baht in the sand, 10 Thai baht, and I was like, yes, I'm like, money is everywhere. Money is coming to me. Money finds me in the most impossible ways, like all of the things that I keep reminding myself of, right? And so that happens, and then I go, and it's like, there he is, Akif, again, like, he's back, like, then I said to him, huh? I thought you were leaving. He's like, no, not yet. I was like, okay, cool. So he offers me to sit on his towel. I sit on his towel. He like shares some weed with me. I happily agree, because I'm like, I need some soothing right now, right? Then right, then the rain starts to come again. So we both, okay, take our stuff again, go back into the hut. And then in the hut, then we stand there and we talk and we smoke and we just share beautiful moments with each other. And then he actually says, you know what, like, I'm gonna pay for a night for you in the hostel, like, let me just pay for it, right? And I was like, thank you so much. Like, it was so sweet, and I was so fucking grateful. Like, I cannot even express to you how grateful I was, because I really thought, like, yeah, it was just, I mean, I didn't think anything. I just tried to, like, not think about the worst possible outcome, right? So, which is always very helpful in this situation, because you don't want to manifest this into your life, right? So, yeah, I was just so incredibly relieved. So he said, oh, I'm going to pay you a night for the hostel, and also, he's gonna fill up some of my tank, and he's gonna like invite me for food and all of that stuff, all of that happened. So basically we then decided to leave the beach, and we drove back. I booked another night at the hostel, and we went for food. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like, we had such a good time, and it was so interesting because yeah, but like there was this language barrier, right? Like, he doesn't, he cannot express himself so well in English, like, no shade, but it was just like, sometimes, I mean, it's good enough, right? Like, we were able to communicate, but sometimes we would just get lost, and like, I was like, what are you saying? Like, sorry, I don't understand, but that was so funny, because it was like our best moments, I feel like, where we were just always laughing about how we couldn't understand each other. And so, but then we went back from food, and then we went to do like laundry together. He did my laundry, guys, or he just like, I put my laundry in his bag and everything, and washed that, and like the laundry thing did it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we had this experience together. It was really fun. And I think it was very helpful for him to have me around, because I speak better English, and it's just like, can communicate better with like staff members and stuff like that. So anyway, so yeah, we just hung out for the rest of the evening and everything, and it was just so wonderful. Like, I had such a sweet time. And the thing is, like, Akif, he told me, like, he reminded me of so many things. And we were just having really deep conversations. And by that I mean I was talking the whole time. as I do. I like to do it. But we were also like laughing about this and stuff, and saying like, I think that it was perfect because like he was listening, he was listening, and he really did it because he wanted to, and he enjoyed it, and he was probably happy to not speak so much. So it was beautiful. Like, I think I know we both got exactly out of this what we needed. And yeah, so it was just so beautiful, and yeah. So what are the things that he taught me, reminded me of? So the rich thing, and then right, I was saying about how I said I don't celebrate things anymore, which, I want to change that. And like, I don't celebrate anymore because just in my life there hasn't really been a lot that I could celebrate in the last few years. So, and I had no one to celebrate with. So I was like, oh man, I don't even celebrate things anymore. And then he said, yeah, because like every day is special. And then I was like, okay, you're so right. Every day is special, but then that means we should be celebrating every day. And he's like, yeah, that's true. So, like, this was a beautiful moment, just having this realization that, yeah, every day is special and we should celebrate every day. So I want to definitely, so today I have already celebrated. I have celebrated myself today. Like, I got up in the morning, and despite not knowing where I was going to sleep tonight, I was just I'm in the best fucking mood, like, because so much of my like faith in humanity has been restored, and I like, right, that one of the biggest fucking lessons in this is just that, I think I said it at the beginning, is that this whole time I was focusing on, how am I gonna get money, how is this going to happen, and I mean, I was doing my best, right? I was doing everything that I could in my power to make it happen, but it just wasn't the way, and that's okay, because sometimes we think we know how things will work out, or how we want things to work, and then they just don't work like that, and that is just okay, and that's just what we have to accept, right? We don't force things. So but yeah, so that it's like, it's not about it. This whole time I didn't really want money, I didn't really need money, I needed humans, I needed connection, and that's really the biggest lesson out of this. And I was then kind of I was forced to open up and like be vulnerable with a stranger. I was met with so much grace, I was met with so much understanding, and with so much love, and like, I feel very, very deeply emotionally, like, I feel so touched by all of this, because it just got to show me the beauty of what it's like to be a human. It's to connect with each other, and so I just had the absolute best day yesterday, and very, very unfortunately, Akif had to leave today already, so I already said goodbye to him, but I'm gonna put a photo of us, because I want the world to know this beautiful person, and like, in the comments, leave love for Akif, okay? Because I want to send it to him. Because yesterday, as we were having our date together, I was already like writing everything down and stuff. I was like, oh my God, like, you say so many beautiful things, and like, I know that I already missed some of them to tell you guys now, because there was just, a lot that happened yesterday, and it was a lot to process and stuff, but I wrote it all down, and I actually wrote everything on Threads. Like, I told the story on Threads. It was like 20 20 pages, 20 like threads. And no, I don't think anyone read it because it was so long, unfortunately, because I put in a lot of effort, and well, I just wanted to I wanted to tell the world about this beautiful man, Akif, and just the beautiful experience that I had with him, and like the faith of humanity restored and stuff. And also it's a story about trusting yourself, because obviously, like when you go through something like that, you come very close, that you experience the fear of dying and all of that stuff. And, I sit with it, I deal with this shit. I no longer run away from that stuff. So it's okay. But it is hard for sure. But what's the hardest thing about it, I guess? No, I mean, feeling it is hard. Going through it is really hard. But what's important, but also very hard, is to just still trusting yourself despite your reality looking not the way you would like it to be. You're like, okay, I'm in a situation, and then of course you start questioning yourself. Of course you start questioning your choices and everything. But it was so important and beautiful for me, because as I was going through this, I was like, I didn't talk down on myself anymore. Maybe there was a little bit, but I don't, like, there was, mostly I was just like, no, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know who I am. I know this is all working out for me. I know things are different now. Things are not the way they used to be. I know that my life of struggle is over. Like, this is literally what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people out of struggle, right? And so it's no longer who I am. This is no longer what I want to experience. I no longer choose this. I know I'm creating my own reality. I know, like, I'm abundant by nature. I know I'm freedom by nature. I know I'm unconditional love by nature. Like, I know that I'm about to have the most easy, most beautiful life ahead of me, right? I know all of this. And so even when you go through situations like this, that's when you just have to be so strong in the belief of who you are, and you have to be so strong in the trust in yourself. And that is exactly why this whole thing happened. I mean, there were so many lessons in that, but one of the biggest reasons were, like, to learn to trust myself again. And again, like, when you have been in an addiction for a very long time, then that is something that is really hard to do, because you have betrayed yourself so many times. You have betrayed yourself your whole life, and then you're supposed to trust yourself again, right? Suddenly you're supposed to trust your decisions and be in integrity with your new version and stuff. So but it's work that has to be done, and I am so grateful for it. It was really hard, not gonna lie. It was a really, 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 really hard day yesterday. But at the same time, it was one of the most beautiful days that I've experienced here, because of the connection that I made with Akif. And so, so he unfortunately left in the morning, but we recorded a little video together in Turkish, so I didn't understand anything. But he recorded that on with his camera and stuff. And here's the thing, like, Akif himself isn't well off, right? Like, that's the thing, like, we're staying at, like, the cheapest hostel, but like, I used to stay in, like, a big apartment and everything when I had more money, because, like, I was spoiling myself, because why not? So I fucking loved it. But then at some point I moved to the hostel because I couldn't afford the expensive place anymore, right? So, but yeah, you're not gonna meet people here who are, like, well off and with money anyway. So I knew, like, he also is, like, doesn't have a lot of money, so that for him to share his money with me, it was so special to me. And I knew that it was not a common thing. It's not something that just anybody does, and it was coming from the heart. That's the thing. Like, it was unconditional. It really, really was unconditional. Like, and like, I also, that's the other thing, like, I didn't feel obligated, right? I didn't feel obligated to hang out with him, because a lot of times these type of situations are transactional, right? A lot of times when people give you money or anything, but a lot of times it's money, right? They expect something in return. Obviously, it's like money is this transactional thing a lot of times. And a lot of times it's also unspoken things, right? Like, if someone helps you out with money, then they expect something in return, though. But even if they don't say it out loud, or it's not being spoken about, but like, it's the energy, right? But with this, it was different. Like, it was unconditional. I know he helped me because he wanted to help. because of his heart. He didn't felt like obligated to help me, to like save me, or to not feel bad about himself or anything like this. He just did it because he wanted to. And I felt that, and I knew that, and I accepted it. I accepted all of his help because I knew it was also a lesson in receiving, and like receiving and receiving with the energy of unconditional love, and not receiving with the energy of, oh no, now I feel I have to give something back that I don't want to give back or whatever. So it was so beautiful. It was so fucking beautiful. What can I say? And it was all unconditional. And so then I didn't feel obligated at all to hang out with him, but I wanted to, I wanted to hang out with him. And we had so much fun. And yeah, so all of that. And then I told him what a great man he is and stuff. Like, that's like, these are the men that we really need in this world, who really like enjoy your company, and like are like value your time, and know how special and precious you are. I mean, it goes both ways, right? Women and men. But yeah, you want to have people in your life who see your worth, because you see your own worth first, and who cherish being around you. And you don't have to pay people to be around you, right? Like, that's not what we want. We want to just be around people because we want to be around them, because they're great people. And so, yeah, but I just like, and I've had this a lot of times in the past where someone would help me with money, because I just would always struggle with money. But that's the old story. I no longer struggle with money now. So, but then it was kind of like, well, now you give me something in return. That was a lot of times unspoken, right? Yeah, but so again, like this time it was different, and again, it was unconditional. And he thanked me for hanging out with him, and thanking me for the conversations and stuff. And I did the exact same thing, because I felt so blessed to have these conversations with him and to be spending time with him, and we just both valued each other's time, you know what I mean? And that is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so, oh yeah, and he said, because I told him he's a great man and that we need people like men like him and stuff. And by the way, he also thinks that it's good for a man to have a woman, and like he thinks that every person should have a woman in a life. And I was like, yeah, exactly. Because it just makes life so much more beautiful. And it is like this, like, to have a woman in your life, dude, like, it just makes your life so much more easier and more beautiful, obviously, like, if the woman knows that about herself as well. So and like, when she knows her worth, then when you have a woman in your life who knows her worth, I mean, your life couldn't get better. And he knew that, so that was just wonderful. Yeah, and then I told him what a great man he was again, and he was like, yeah, it's because I was raised well, and like, it's thanks to his mom. He thanked his mom, and we both like blessed his mom. And I was like, thank you, Akib's mom. And then he also thanked his ancestors, because he learned also from his dad, and from the people who came before him to be nice to other humans, and to help when help is needed, to help each other out. And I thought it was so wonderful. And he showed me, I'm gonna insert this, like, I took a picture of what he showed me, that from his hometown in Turkey, like somewhere in the middle of Turkey, there's this sign that says this. And oh yeah, the other thing that he told me back in the hut was like, mashallah. Mashallah. And which means willed by God or something like that, like God intended it, as God intended it, or something like that, which is like the original or proper meaning behind it, because I looked it up, obviously. But what he said, because he said mashallah in the hut, and I was like, what does it mean? And what he said to me, and because of his English and whatever, he said, it means no bad things can happen to you. And my God, did I need to hear this. I needed to hear this so bad, like in this freaking hut when I was like so desperate and everything. And he told me, mashallah, and like no bad things can happen to you. And I was like, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, you. Thank you, me, for sending me this message, reminding me of that, and just knowing that truly, truly everything is really getting better for me. Like, things are different now. And as I was speaking, right, I got this message coming in on my thread saying, yes, things are different now. And so, you know, confirmation over confirmation. And so my life is no longer what it used to be. I no longer live in struggle. And even though I went through this thing yesterday, and even though, I haven't even, like, I need to tell you the story more, because then Keith leaves in the morning, right, which was sad, but also everything always happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen. So I know the time we had was short and sweet and intense and beautiful, and that's just the way it was supposed to be. But then, so I was like, okay, shit, like, I need to figure out where I'm gonna sleep tonight. So I had like €2, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna take these €2 and I'm gonna try to change it into baht, because then that should be enough to pay for my hostel. So I went to the first exchange station. I was like, no, I'm not doing coins, right? So, okay, go to the next exchange station. They are like, okay, yeah, you can do this. So about €2, that's supposed to be like 76 baht, okay, if you want to be precise. And so she wanted to give me 20 baht for €2. Fuck that shit. I was like, no. I no longer am like selling myself on the worth. So I was like, no thanks. So then I took my €2 again, and I was like, someone needs to exchange these now into baht. So I go to European looking people and ask them if they could maybe change that. So I walk up to this Italian, like, turned out Italian dude, and I was like, hey, can you change this and stuff? He tried. He was very sweet, but he didn't have the right amount and everything, so it didn't work out. But he was very nice. Thank you, man, if you ever watch this. And then I was like, okay, but I was determined. I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have shelter tonight. So this is going to happen. So I woke up to another person. And first I went into this restaurant. I was like, hey, sorry, can you exchange this? No, they don't do that. I mean, yeah, I knew that. Anyway, so then go to another white person, right? And I woke up to this white man. And I was like, hey, excuse me, could you do me a favor? Like, do you speak English? And yeah. And I was like, could you maybe like exchange these €2 into baht for me? And he's like, yeah, sure. Like, how much is it? How much do you want? I was like, well, I think it's like 70 baht or something. And he's like, how much do you want? How much do you need? He's like, how much do you need? And I was like, 1 million? And he's like, he gave me 200 baht. He gave me 200 baht, way more than that the €2 were worth. And I went to, and was like, thank you so much. And he's like, don't worry about it. And so I went to give him my €2, and he's like, keep it. And I was like, oh, bless you. So he literally just gave me 200 baht, just like that. And I was like, and so he was from Israel. He was like middle-aged man from Israel, and I just said thank you so much. Like, and he felt like I said to my friend earlier, I was like, can you please adopt me? Like, can you please be my dad? Because he was so like this middle-aged man who just like had money and gave it to me, and just like without any without shaming me for it, or without any bad negative energy. It was just more like, yeah, sure, there you go, like, there you have it, there you go, take my money, you know. And this is why I know that my affirmations and everything are working, because I always say, people love to give money to me, and so I really realized that, like, this dude, like, he just wanted to give me money, he just wanted to give me his money, right? So I just had to ask. So that's why now I'm going to ask you guys, because I've learned, like, there's no shame in asking for money, which is a very, very a deep lesson for me. So if you guys feel called to support me on my path to becoming the biggest inspirational speaker, okay, now I'm getting motivated, and changing the world into a place where we remember who the fuck we are, where we remember our humanity, where we come together again and see with our hearts, and we connect again with our hearts, and we stop focusing on the fears and on the limitations and all the stuff that is keeping us from truly connecting with each other. And I want to liberate humanity from struggle. Because I know that that's why I came here for. I know that I'm from somewhere, okay? And that was a massive confirmation. So I came here on this planet Earth to fucking liberate the shit out of humanity, and that is my path. That's what I have been doing. That's what I will keep doing. And it would be so wonderful and so amazing if I could be supported in that by everyone who feels aligned with that, because it's just the most beautiful thing. And I also learned that, you know, if someone like gives you money, it doesn't mean that you're taking from that person, but it means that the person also sees value in you, or just wants to help, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, people actually love to help, like helping someone else. Like, think about how you go about the world. Oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, whenever it rains, there's a conversation to be had. Okay, we've been having a very long, it's been a very long monologue, but oh well, that's just what happens with me. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I have noticed, and this today again and yesterday, this whole thing, like, people fucking love to help. And like, think about yourself when someone asks you for help. Or you just naturally want to help people because of who you are, right? Like, it's just inherent nature. I truly believe it's inherent nature that we humans want to help each other, and it's a beautiful thing because it's a win-win situation for both parties. And I just never used to look at it this way, because I was raised with, like, if I ask for help, I'm gonna be like looked down upon. I'm gonna be like, well, why can't you do this by yourself? You're not strong enough to do it by yourself, and all of that stuff. And I was shamed for that, and I was even like yelled at and stuff like that when I would need help. So at some point I stopped asking. And so this is just another big lesson for me too, to be able to ask for help. And I recorded a video about this before. So yeah, I'm asking for help. What's wrong about that? What's wrong about that? So, okay, I think this is a good time for me to, yes, okay, I'm coming. So this is a good time for me to stop this video. Okay, wait, oh god. Not that I slipped now. So thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting me by watching this, for giving me a like and a subscribe and whatever else you would like to do for me. My generosity goes a long way. So thank you so much for everything. And yeah, I hope you got something out of this video. And I love you very much. Okay? Okay. Goodbye.